I feel that since my training, practicing mind mapping has broadened my perception and made me more intuitive. This observation is regularly reported to me by my trainees during my mapping decision training sessions, and today it has found its most rigorous scientific validation. A study from August 2025, published in Nature Communications Biology, reveals the neurodynamic foundations of intuition. The link to the study is in the description. What we are discovering today is transforming our understanding of this complex process of intuition. And believe it or not, this supports the intuitive feeling experienced by mind mapping trainees. Far from being just a simple tool for structuring, note-taking, brainstorming, or meetings, the practice of mind mapping acts as an amplifier of intuitive intelligence. This has now been demonstrated. This heightened state of intuition, which I myself have experienced with mind maps for 15 years, is not just the result of an individual subjective experience left unexplained. Intuition is no longer a vague concept and is now the subject of specific scientific studies. It is a neurobiological process, complex and evolving, similar to searching for a path, to put it simply. A sequence of cognitive states that finds in mind mapping a first-rate ally. Researchers define intuition as a pathfinding mechanism, literally the search for a path. This process creates a cognitive navigation that goes from the formulation of implicit knowledge to decision-making and action planning. We're not just talking about an aha moment, a sudden insight reserved for a privileged few or artists, but rather a matured process that is prepared in advance. Just as a GPS finds the optimal route between point A and point B, your brain is constantly searching for optimal paths between concepts, ideas, and solutions. This cognitive navigation is driven by the dynamic interaction between your brain's activity and its environment. Ideas in the shower, does that ring a bell? The so-called hippocampal-entorhinal system is located in this region, which is crucial for spatial memory and navigation, and it plays a central role in this intuitive process. It transforms experience into spontaneous tendencies and forms inclinations, hypotheses that are interconnected to sketch out that famous path. Watch a mind map being created. Each branch represents a possible path, each connection a cognitive route. The radial structure of mind mapping mirrors this natural pathfinding process that our brain intuitively uses. Intuition operates according to a principle that researchers call opportunistic assimilation. The ability to spontaneously integrate information that is not directly related, but which thus changes the landscape in response to unresolved problems, is called this assimilation, which is ready to welcome new perceptions. The mental space resembles a landscape with valleys and peaks. Each new problem gently and iteratively alters this landscape, creating possible alternative paths, silent attractions. Mind mapping facilitates this opportunistic assimilation. The global view of the map allows your brain to detect hidden patterns, connections between seemingly distinct branches. These cross-connections, these spontaneous links between different branches, are the visible expression of this opportunistic assimilation at work. Your intuition finds paths that your linear reasoning would never have explored. Research reveals that intuition shares common roots with the brain's predictive abilities, those dedicated to motor control and physical and spatial navigation. These inferential processes, which are fast and unconscious, are therefore part of and inseparable from our overall cognition. This is why manually creating mind maps is so powerful. It engages an embodied adaptive cognition that integrates your gestures, your physical reactions to space, your motor navigation on the paper, and activates these predictive networks. Unlike digital creation, manual mind mapping engages the motor, spatial, and conceptual systems. It truly is a multisensory integration that amplifies intuitive processes, emotional states, and interoception, that perception of your internal bodily signals, which influences your intuitive judgments. That's why I often recommend including topics related to your feelings in your mind maps. They are not the solution, but they prepare the ground for what comes next. But even with digital mind maps, I maintain that it is possible to engage physical sensations. The focus then shifts to breathing, centering your energy, being fully present, and even, why not, entering a meditative state to clear your mind before working with a mind map. Connecting with your own physicality while creating a digital mind map can then incorporate these intuitive dimensions that are all too often overlooked. Neurodynamics reveals that intuition emerges from metastability. This is the brain's ability to simultaneously maintain tendencies toward regional cooperation between different areas of the brain while ensuring functional autonomy. Mind mapping embodies this metastability as it is fueled by free energy. The central subject provides the center of gravity. The main branches establish coherence, and each secondary branch retains its freedom to evolve, allowing for the emergence of new connections. This adaptive flexibility transforms intuition into an emergent cognitive function, and this is precisely the new insight revealed by this study. Your mind map becomes a space of emergence where structured reasoning and intuitive intelligence mutually reinforce each other. A simple metaphor to formulate a subject, spatial proximity between topics, an image, or an icon can serve as a trigger for active, self-organized inference. You experience what I call in my mind mapping courses, the alliance of the hard and the soft. Science thus validates the feedback from learners of mind mapping decision. Mind mapping not only develops logical reasoning, it amplifies intuitive intelligence through the activation of fundamental neurodynamic mechanisms and through this opportunistic assimilation. At Mind Mapping Decision, I regularly integrate these scientific discoveries into my training programs. The advances presented today encourage me to further develop an approach in which intuition becomes a natural extension of our reasoning abilities, leading to more aligned, collaborative, and profitable actions. Subscribe to the Mind Mapping Decision channel, comment and share so that this content can be useful to others like you. All right, I wish you wonderful intuitions, and I say goodbye and see you soon.